Hello, my friends, and welcome on back to yet another episode of MCM Motor City Mania. I'm your host, David T. Pike, and as always, we're diving on in. So, my friends, for today's episode, I'm obviously going to be releasing a couple of episodes, but for this episode, I want to talk about something that already is seeming to take over the entirety of the Detroit Lions fan base, at least right now. Or if not the entirety, it's taking over a good portion of it. What am I talking about here? Well, let's first and foremost understand that fans are very prone to wild emotional turns. Like, 1 minute we can be euphoric as hell, and the next minute we can be angry as hell. We can be sad as hell, whatever the term might be. That's the way fans typically are. But what I'm specifically talking about in this case is that ever since the loss to the Buccaneers yesterday, so being today is Monday, yesterday being Sunday, there have been a lot, and I mean a lot of Lions fans who have just been absolutely turning on the full negative tilt, like as if, oh, this is exactly what we thought was going to happen. Oh, the Lions don't deserve what they got last year and all this praise and all that. And it's like, okay, folks, I understand that the Lions lost. I understand it was not a very good loss in terms of the fact that, we should have won the game. The game was right there for us to take several times. Yes, it hurts, it stings, it sucks. I get it. But I'm going to tell you this right now. For those that want to go instantly full kilt negative after one freaking loss, y'all be crazy. Like, seriously, y'all be crazy. Because here's why, for me, the negativity just doesn't make any sense. Because what exactly are fans that are being negative right now being negative about? What exactly are they channeling their negativity towards? Well, the first thing they're channeling their negativity towards is Jared Goff. Jared Goff being the quarterback, obviously, as we all know, all quarterbacks are going to get excessive praise or excessive blame, whatever the case might be. Well, when it comes to Jared Goff, a lot of people are expressing negativity how he played. They don't think he played very well, which, no, he didn't play very well. But there are people out there who are specifically looking at Jared Goff as if he was the main reason as to why we lost that football game, which is not the truth. It couldn't be farther from the truth. Jared Goff was not the main reason we lost that game. But again, that's one of the things that's being channeled by these very negative fans after the loss. The second thing that's getting a lot of negativity is Dan Campbell. Now, I'm going to say this. Campbell has been getting this kind of negativity almost ever since he became the head coach, much like how Jared Goff got pretty much the kind of negativity that he's getting right now, only I would say probably more amplified in 2021 and 2022. But with Campbell, the problem has been is that for as great of a coach that he is in terms of motivation, in terms of, correlating and relating to the guys and being able to get players to play well beyond their means, all that stuff is great about Campbell, and I love Campbell to death for it. But the one thing I know that Lions fans just constantly lose their hair over and just scream their ever-living lungs out about is that he is prone to making bad mistakes. And typically it involves something to do with time management or personnel management, pardon me. And the reason why they're going on about it this time is because of the field goal snafu at the end of the first half. Because it's like, if that had not happened, if the field goal unit had not rushed out onto the field and half of it was out there when Goff snapped the ball to, spike it to stop the clock, we wouldn't have had a 10-second runoff. We wouldn't have gone into the half without that field goal. And again, we only lost by 4 points. So that field goal could have very well made the difference for us being able to win the game, because instead of having to force ourselves to go for a touchdown being down by 4, now we're only down by 1. We just have to get in the field goal range and we win the game. So yeah, there's a lot of Lions fans that are channeling their negativity towards Dan Campbell. The next group is also another coach, is Ben Johnson. There are fans that are also taking after Ben Johnson because of the fact that they don't like the fact that Ben Johnson did not call a very good game against the Buccaneers, which he didn't. There were a lot of very questionable calls, questionable personnel packages, questionable play sequences. And the thing of the matter is that Ben Johnson, I love what he's done. I love how he runs the offense, but it just seems like he's not yet kind of found his seasonal groove, if you will, to figure out, okay, this is how we need to call plays. And it seems like he, as well as the other offensive members, are kind of figuring all that out. And let's just be fair and honest here. If the offensive coordinator is not able to get things right with himself, it's not going to go very well for the offense itself, because the play all originates from the offensive coordinator, which means the personnel packages and everything else. So if the offensive coordinator is putting the offense in a bad spot, then that already is putting you in a really hard situation to be successful on offense. And then the final one where I've heard a little bit, and I'm going to say that, a little bit of negativity has been towards Brad Holmes. Now, this has been very, very specifically to do with a specific, transaction that happened over the offseason. And what I'm specifically talking about is a lack of a transaction, and that being for Josh Reynolds. Again, I don't know how else to say it, but this offseason, every single Lions fan was thinking the exact same two things when it came to after, we got done with the draft and we got Terrion Arnold and Enos Rakestraw. I was like, okay, we have to figure out the freaking wide receiver and the edge component. The edge component, we kind of, added some pieces to it because we picked up Marcus Davenport, but wide receiver, we really didn't do much of anything. In fact, we virtually did almost nothing. And that was something that really scratched a lot of people's brains like the wrong way, because they're like, why did we not do anything? Obviously, we had interest in Josh Reynolds because Brad Holmes confirmed that we had interest. So did Dan Campbell. But Josh Reynolds decided he was going to go out to Denver and he was going to play there. And now you have Lions fans that are upset about the fact that ever since Josh Reynolds has left, it seems like our offense is having problems converting those key downs that Josh Reynolds was very, very good at making, happen. That was what Josh Reynolds was good at, was being the guy that, hey, when we got to have a play, we can look towards him because Goff and, Josh Reynolds have a very good connection. They have a very good rapport. But now that's gone. And people are now looking at, Brad Holmes, and they're like, dude, why did you first and foremost let him get away, especially considering the fact all the cap space we have right now? But also, even if, say we're fine with the fact that Josh Reynolds got away, why did we not find somebody more suitable to replace him rather than just resting on our laurels? And now we're stuck in this position where it's like, hey, we're still trying to figure out who is going to be the guy to take over for Josh Reynolds. Tim Patrick, played against the Bucs, but, Tim Patrick had 2 balls that were thrown to him, and he only caught one of them, which great for Tim Patrick. Great that he finally got a catch after 2 years of being inactive due to injuries, but it's like, dude, I know for some Lions fans that the fact that the wide receiver position is in the position that it is, they're rather annoyed with that. And that also leads into part of the reason why people think we lost that game. But let's understand something here, folks. I understand fans getting upset. I understand fans when they want to, let off some steam because you lost the game, you're all amped up, you're trying to find some way to calm down, you're trying to find some way to, kind of come off the edge a little bit. But let's keep some things in perspective here. First and foremost, number one, it's the second game of the season, folks. We still got freaking, 15 more games to play. This game by no means is going to decide the season. Not a chance in hell. There's a lot more games that are coming up that are going to decide the season. So acting like this is the end of the world or absolutely losing all cool and composure over it is absolutely ridiculous, number one. But number two, let's also think about it from this perspective. The last 2 years that, Dan Campbell and, the whole crew have been together, we both started those years, so 2022 and 2023, we started those seasons 1-1. Last year we started the season with a win, then we lost. The season before that we started with a loss, and then we got a win. We both ended the seasons in 2022 and in 2023 with winning records. So okay, the fact that we're 1-1 should not at all be having people panicking. It should not at all have people losing their minds. Then let's think about this. What is the main feature the main characteristic of the Lions team as it stands right now? Grit, folks. The team is gritty. The team is resilient. The team does not let things affect them. They do not get down on themselves. They just get back to work. They constantly look at, okay, even if we win or we lose, we're looking for ways to improve. We're looking for ways to get better. We're not resting on our laurels. And so for me, the fact that we have people that are really losing their minds over this is just absolutely bizarre. Because I'm also going to say this right now. The best that our Lions play at is when their backs are against the wall. We've seen some of the best games that the Lions have ever played under Dan Campbell when our Lions are literally, their backs are against the wall, nobody believes they can do anything, and then all of a sudden we come out and we shock the world. That's when we usually play our best football, is when, we're getting ready to shock people, we're getting ready to prove people wrong because the doubters are saying all this nonsense, and it's like, okay, keep adding more fuel to our fire, keep giving us more ammunition to go out there and prove you wrong. So there's that. And then, let's just understand why people are also getting upset about this and why people are kind of starting to already get into a panic mode here. The reason why is because of the fact that the Cardinals played the Rams, the team we played prior to the Bucs, and they absolutely destroyed the destroyed the Rams, pardon me. Okay, folks, let's understand something here. Number one, the Rams did not have a lot of their key players because, that's right. As I said last week, a lot of those players got injured when they played us. And then on top of that, that's right, sometime during the game, the Rams lost Cooper Kupp. So at that point, then, the Rams don't have virtually any offensive weapons. Stafford is literally throwing to nobodies. And then you still got a very young, very inexperienced defense. Okay, it's no wonder to me then why the Rams lost by such a large margin. They were clearly the worst team on the field because, hey, they've been decimated by injuries. That's the facts. So getting all worked up because the freaking Cardinals destroyed a team that was literally a MASH unit should not surprise me. It shouldn't make anybody lose their minds because it's like, hey, they should have won. If the Cardinals lost that game to the Rams, then okay, now we've got a much bigger problem to talk about. And now Lions fans would be absolutely losing their minds the opposite way because they'd be like, dude, if the Rams beat up on the Cardinals and they won in the state they were, then, we should easily just beat the Cardinals. No questions about it. I'm just simply saying, that's part of the reason why Lions fans are also being this way. But I want to end this with this thought here. First and foremost, I'm not predicting that the Lions are going to win. I think the Lions have a good shot of winning, and like I said, the Lions typically play their best when their backs are against the wall. But let me just point this out here. The Lions have not had back-to-back losses since Week 7 and Week 8 of the 2022 season. So think about that, folks. We're talking about we have not had a back-to-back loss in over a year and a half. That right there tells me something. When we lose games, that's right. The team bounces back. The team responds. And let me just put this out there to end this. That's why I have confidence. That's why I have trust in the fact that the group is going to get things done. Because let's understand something. You can't be all happy about, the team that got you here, and then after one loss start questioning everything. You have to trust the group that you came with. You have to have, composure, and you have to be, consistent with the whole thing. You can't get mad when somebody fails and then say, you know what? I never liked you in the first place. When, for our last year and a half, we've been winning games like crazy. Again, you have to work with the partner that you brought to the dance. The Lions are a pretty damn good partner. So losing against the Bucs should not be a reason to all of a sudden start losing freaking, sleep and, freaking running around like we have our hair on fire. But anyway, folks, that's why I'm saying, Lions fans, calm down that are getting angry. Keep the faith. Let's not lose our heads. But anyway, folks, I'm going to end this episode. I want to say thank you all for watching another episode of MCM Motor City Mania. If you like what you saw, by all means, I highly encourage y'all to watch the next episode. Also want to encourage y'all to do one of these three things: like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. If by chance you subscribed in the past and you forgot to do so, I want to highly encourage y'all also to make sure you hit that bell notification icon so that way you guys never miss any more content that I push out. I also want to encourage y'all to share the content with your Lions friends and family members. Share here on YouTube, share it on Twitter, share it on Facebook, share it anywhere and everywhere you can with everybody, anybody that you can. The more we can share it, the greater the channel has a reach, the greater the channel can grow, and the more new viewers we can bring in. And with that being said to everybody, I hope y'all enjoyed the content. Whether you're a long-time viewer or you just viewed for the first time, hope y'all enjoyed it. And with that being said, I hope everyone has a great day. Hope y'all got something in your life that makes you happy, makes you smile. God bless, my friends, and until the next time we meet, I'll see you all in the next episode.